A nightmare. Some see it as a premonition, to others it's an evil spirit disturbing their sleep. But to a select few, it's a man. Following an innovative 2022 return to the world of crossover boxing in which KSI took on two men in one night, the man known for his knowledge, strength, and integrity is now set to headline Misfits and his own X Series 004, in which he will attempt to get one step closer to his perspicuous goal of dethroning the consensus YouTube boxing king, Jake Paul, in a fight that may very well break the very vehicle the two have used to achieve their success. Originally slated to face Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ace Dillon Danis, KSI has been relentlessly preparing himself to take on a clinch-heavy southpaw on January the 14th. However, disaster struck. The event originally billed as uncaged, as Dillon Danis has pulled out of the fight. But for KSI and the Misfits boxing team, the show must go on. So, as his original opponent Dillon Danis is no longer, his late-notice replacement, the Brazilian-born and American-made Faze Temperrr, is planning to throw a wrench into the plans of KSI and achieve an earth-shattering upset victory. Born August 25th, 1993 in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Faze Temperrr quickly took a liking to gaming, and upon realizing his knack for being in the spotlight, Thomas Oliveira would create a YouTube channel in which he posted gaming content, and in 2010, he would found the most lucrative gaming organization of all time, FaZe Clan. Thomas has continued uploading gaming content, and he now has amassed 2 million subscribers on his personal channel, but now he fights. Faze Temperrr has gone 2-1 in crossover boxing, beating the likes of King Kenny and Avertflow, but he hasn't looked unstoppable.
Oh, big shot! Temperrr in trouble!
Slim's devastating KO blow over Faze Temperrr is the single most important factor going into this matchup, as it provides a blueprint for the shorter KSI to get a victory, and for Temperrr, the mental effects may still linger. So today, let's determine who wins and how. For KSI, a victory seems to be expected by the general fan base. However, Faze Temperrr represents a challenge to KSI that is far greater than that of his original opponent, Dillon Danis. Temperrr is a lengthy 6'4" southpaw with a lightning-fast left hand and an ability to dominate any fight, and he is the one on the front foot. In addition, Temperrr doesn't have much to lose in this matchup. He's expected to lose. So, Thomas Oliveira will have a freedom in the ring, unlike KSI, who will have an unfathomable amount of pressure on him on the night. So, when the lights around the arena dim, the lights aimed on the ring brighten, and the first bell goes, the man who takes the center of the ring first will have a massive advantage, because by now, it is a well-known fact that both KSI and Faze Temperrr find themselves in trouble when they are forced to be on the back foot. Faze Temperrr's only loss, a devastating KO defeat, was set up by Slim Alvahare's relentless forward pressure and his ability to crash into the clinch, push Temperrr away with his body weight, and posting with his lead hand to keep Temperrr moving backwards and away from him onto the ropes. This, coupled with a weak guard and a lacking ability to block hooks, saw Temperrr brutally finished. So, what can KSI draw from Temperrr's only loss? Put him on the back foot and make a game plan change. Don't avoid the clinch, embrace it is the answer to that question. Inside of the clinch, Temperrr stays tall and fixates on tying up quickly to get the referee to step in and reset the action. A fixation that, when coupled with poor hook defense and a chin that stays high, leaves Temperrr open and presents KSI more chances to win. Now, how can KSI get these openings to present themselves and back Temperrr up? Well, traditional boxers have a multitude of options, from footwork to uppercuts. However, the unorthodox KSI, he only has 3 major options based on the skill level that he has displayed in prior fights. His straight right hand to the body, momentary southpaw shifts that lead him directly into the clinch, a clinch that he will need to control and dominate by pushing Temperrr back, particularly into the turnbuckles and the ropes, and of course his patented sloppy overhand right, finding home. Now, the straight right of KSI to the body is a powerful weapon, and if it lands flush once or twice, Temperrr will be forced to back up. However, like most punches in boxing, counter shots often will present themselves, and this is extremely true when we look at the KSI straight right hand to the body. KSI fails to keep his left hand high when throwing this technique, leaving it by his waist, and this opens up Faze Temperrr's greatest weapon, a check right hook directly to the left side temple of KSI's head. Now, this technique is not something that Temperrr has proven to be proficient at. However, considering the amount of times that KSI will likely recklessly dig to the body of Temperrr, he is bound to land the technique once or twice. Now, if Temperrr is the one pushing KSI back, his left hook will be a nasty weapon. However, Temperrr's only real way to push KSI back is via his footwork and doubling up on his rear hand, as he is a southpaw, and this can be done effectively in southpaw orthodox matchups, as orthodox fighters are typically not used to the angle that the power hand is coming from the southpaw. Now, if KSI relies too heavily on his overhand right to push Temperrr back, Tommy may just pop out his straight left and catch KSI on the way in, and even drop him, similar to how he dropped a vert flow, because looping shots will always be slower than straight punches. However, if KSI can keep most of his punches straight, he will undoubtedly be faster than Faze Temperrr, making beating Temperrr far easier. However, if KSI chooses to stick with the nuclear option and is able to avoid Temperrr's counters, KSI will likely finish the fight early, but not with the overhand. In fact, this shot is merely a setup for the one punch that I believe to be KSI's biggest asset in this matchup, his shovel left uppercut to the head. If KSI is able to back Temperrr up with overhands, the left uppercut will inherently present itself, as a southpaw when backed up to the ropes doesn't have an ability to shield from overhands the way most orthodox fighters do, which of course sets up the left hook and uppercuts. However, this isn't entirely what I mean. If KSI lands with the overhand, he can feint, and then as Temperrr moves his left hand up to shield, the best defense to defend an overhand punch by the way, he can come up with a left uppercut through the gap that Temperrr will leave in his defense to shield, and KSI can crash in following landing the uppercut and look for hooks inside of the clinch, disengage and look to cut the ring off and lead Temperrr into his own left hook. However, Temperrr has a major path to victory in this matchup, and it starts and ends with KSI's over-exaggerated parries. You can see when KSI parries that he leans heavily to the opposite side, not a small lean, a big one. So Temperrr can exploit this. He might need to take a page out of one of the most recent highlight reel MMA KOs and pop out his jab, move his left shoulder similar to how he would when throwing his left straight, and fire his fast left hook, which will likely be there if thrown in the European style, as Temperrr has a 4 to 5 inch reach, depending on who you ask, of course, height advantage. So, who do I think wins? Who implements these strategies the best? Well, I'm forced to lean to the KSI camp, but I wouldn't be putting any of my money on either of these two. However, I do feel like KSI will be the one to lead the dance and be on the front foot on the night. So if I had to predict and become Mystic Jack for a moment, I'd take KSI, third round TKO via a vicious left uppercut, right hook combo against the ropes. However, while unlikely, I could be wrong. So I suppose you'll need to watch the fight on Saturday, and if you do it with me on a live radio broadcast style, play-by-play analysis, live on my YouTube channel, the second the first fight of the night begins. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Take care. Big things for the channel in 2023. Peace.